Welcome everyone and namaste. I'm Geeta Rodriguez and I would love to welcome all of you on a culinary adventure to India. The last time Marisela visited, we made bhel, which is an Indian snack, and my husband John made tandoori chicken. Today we are going to make chana biryani, a very iconic rice dish. We will roast some papad and we will also make a raita. So come and enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Geeta. And I'm Marisela de la Parra from EVPL Central, and you're watching Around the World in Evansville.
To make bhel, B-H-E-L, which is a very popular snack where I grew up. And interestingly, this is called diet bhel. It's a mixture of puffed rice, split lentils, split chickpeas, and these are what are called curry leaves, which are considered a superfood in India. We mix it with chopped cilantro, chopped onion, boiled potatoes, some chopped green chilies, and also with, you remember we talked about coriander chutney?
Yes.
And you wanted to know how we use the tamarind sauce. So we mix it all together and eat it in a bowl, and it's just delicious.
Do I have to wait until the guests get here? Can I give it a taste?
Yes, I'll mix it and you be my guinea pig. You be
Okay.
the tasting pig.
That's fair enough.
When we serve this, we leave the chutney and the tamarind sauce on the side, and you can add as much or as little as you want. And it's something that you can just keep in your pantry.
Thank you for letting me be your guinea pig.
Anytime.
Oh, I love it.
Do you?
That tanginess it has and the cilantro. This is good stuff here. It's so easy to make.
It's so easy. As I said, keep the bhel package in your pantry. Keep these sauces in your refrigerator. And everyone has onion and potatoes in their home.
Okay, the garbanzos, they're protein.
Yeah, that's
lentils.
Yeah. And this is called diet bhel because they have not fried any of the ingredients. They've roasted it.
Oh.
So it's a diet food.
Try this.
Just getting the coal started.
Okay.
So once they turn into embers, when they're white hot, then put it in there. Then you've got some coal at the bottom here, and that will be poured on top of this. This is the tandoor. So this is all clay, ceramic clay. So that really gets very hot, and then you're cooking by convection. Tandoori chicken.
Okay.
It's been marinated overnight in yogurt and the tandoori chicken masala. And I use the sweet potato at the bottom just to keep the chicken from slipping down. Yeah, we've just used thighs because I find that a lot more flavorful. In India, they do it with the bone. But they have larger ovens that they're, we're using the home tandoor, so bone in, it would be easier to put it on the skewer.
How hot does the tandoori get?
It goes up to about 800.
Oh my!
That is why it takes a little while to let the ceramic, the clay, get hot.
Okay.
Because it's the sides of this thing is not going into the coal. By convection, it heats the tandoori chicken.
Does it cook very quickly?
Fairly quickly, depending on how hot the thing is. But we always check the temperature of the meat, make sure that it is have 165. Tandoori chicken is definitely northern Indian cuisine.
John, can you cook naans in there? The bread you make, that delicious bread?
Yeah, you can do tandoori naans, which are, you get a special implement that is like a soft pillow that your hands can fit on the outside, and then you take the dough and put it on the outer part of the pillow, and then you stick it on the sides of
You
the...
stick it on the sides.
And if you've made the dough right, it'll stick. And if the oven's hot enough, it'll stick. That's one way of knowing whether your oven's hot enough.
Oh.
Because if it isn't, then the dough just falls off the thing and falls right into the coal. And that's the practice that comes with practice. And so far, I haven't perfected that. So today we'll stick to tandoori chicken.
Okay. So they never touch any?
No, they don't touch anything. They like this.
About how long do they take to cook?
Could be about 10 to 15 minutes.
So you're taking the temperature now of
The chicken.
John! That looks amazing and it smells so good.
I'm just squeezing some lemon juice on it so that it gives a nice tart taste. Marisela, this is the raita that we are making. It has, spiced chickpea balls that are deep fried. So what I did was soak this in water for about 20 minutes till it becomes soft. And then you squeeze out as much water and oil as you can. So this makes it a little healthier too, because most of the oil has been squeezed out. And then you take it and mix it in beaten yogurt. With a little salt and sugar, soaked the little chickpea balls in it, and garnished it with paprika and roasted cumin seeds.
And we can find
this in the Indian bazaar. Yes,
Indian bazaar or international market as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And raita is often used as a coolant to all the spices in the Indian cuisine. And you can have different kinds of raita. I also make spinach raita, or sometimes just plain cucumber and onion raita, or even roasted eggplant raita, which is delicious. So raita is the yogurt accompaniment. So these are, remember I said papads, which are made of lentils, and they have little cumin seeds in it.
Yeah.
Traditionally, they are deep fried and they taste fantastic, but in the interest of health, we have started roasting it over an open flame. And it just gives a little bit of crunch to the meal, as you're eating, and you feel that you're being healthy because it's made out of lentils and it's roasted and not fried.
Yeah, I've tried it before here. I've tried it both ways. And you're right. Fried is like you're in heaven.
Yes.
But this is quite delicious as well.
Yes, it is. It is.
And this is used as an accompaniment to the meal?
Yes, like crackers, or in India, when you serve your cocktails, you would even, roast or fry a papad. And then, your pico de gallo, we make something like that.
Yes.
Spread it over it and break off and dip it. Marisela, this is our version of the Mexican pico de gallo. We stole the chilies from you, and we've stolen this from you too. What I've done is I've finely chopped red onions, tomatoes, cucumber. I've put a tiny bit of jalapeno, mint and cilantro.
You
And
perfected it.
mixed it with a little salt, fresh lemon juice, and again a sprinkling of paprika on top. And we're going to have this also with the rice and the pasta.
Oh, I can't wait.
We are going to start the biryani. Biryani is a layered rice dish, and you can layer it with, either vegetarian or non-vegetarian options. Today we are going to layer it with chickpeas because you asked for chana biryani. So if you look at an Indian menu, if you see chana masala or if you see a dish called chole, both of them refer to chickpeas. Okay, so we start with ghee, which is clarified butter. Indians believe that it is healthier than the regular butter because all the milk solids have been removed. I'm going to put for the amount I'm making, which is 3 cups of rice. I'm going to put 2 spoons of ghee, and then once the ghee melts, we add some whole spices.
Oh, that's your spice tin.
Yes.
Okay, so what spices are you adding today?
Today I'm going to add bay leaf, star anise, and some cinnamon.
Okay.
Okay.
And we use a lot of bay leaf in Mexican cooking.
Right. I'm waiting for it to get hot so that when we introduce the spices, they'll sizzle and release their aroma. In the meantime, I have soaked and washed 3 cups of basmati rice and drained it completely. So,
And you always use basmati rice?
yes, in India we love basmati rice. They just have such a wonderful aroma.
Yes, it is very aromatic.
Yes. So now I'm ready to add the star anise, and I'm going to add the cinnamon stick and a couple of cloves. And if you are mindful of your guests, you fish them out before you serve
Right,
it so that they don't
right.
bite into it. So now we'll add the rice.
And that's the rice you had soaking.
Yes,
For how long do you soak it?
at least 20 minutes.
Okay.
Then you carefully stir it a few times so that you soak each grain with the seasoned ghee.
We do that also in Mexican cooking.
Oh,
When we do the Mexican rice with tomato,
yeah.
we fry the rice.
It develops a nice nutty taste.
It does,
Yeah.
and also it doesn't stick.
Exactly. It helps the rice grains, be really
Yeah.
separate. In India we have a lot of arranged marriages, and if a girl serves mushy rice, it's a no-go. She hasn't been trained well.
Is that how you won John's heart? No, actually, I know your story, and it was not typical Mariquita. Were your parents annoyed that you didn't go through the appropriate channels?
They were. I'm talking of over 40 years ago when India was more conservative, and Hindu getting together with a Catholic in my community was a big no-no.
But your parents sure did learn to love John. He's
He
so lovable.
persevered. I guess they realized I was not going to marry anyone else.
Okay, so you already put salt
So I've
in there.
added some salt
Okay, to taste, I guess.
to taste, yes. And look at the grains, see how they are, shiny and separate
Yes.
now?
Yes.
So at this stage, I add double the amount of
They even
water.
change color.
They
Have
do.
you noticed?
They
Yeah.
do. Yeah. So this is 3 cups of rice. And
Yes.
this is 6 cups of water.
Okay.
And high.
And so you turned it on high now.
Yes.
Okay.
And now we just wait for it to come to a rolling boil.
Okay.
In the meantime, we'll start on the chickpea part of the dish.
Okay. And these are the onions you already sauteed.
Sauteed, yes. Till they are translucent and they change color. At this point, we'll add some ginger garlic paste. Do you remember we picked it up at the store?
Yes, I remember.
Yes. So a good teaspoon, because I've put in 3 cans of chickpeas. So, and the chickpeas have also been drained and rinsed.
Okay.
And this is the spice mix that we picked up at the store.
That's right. At the
Chana
international.
masala.
Yeah.
Masala meaning a blend of spices.
Okay.
2 heaping teaspoons of this.
Oh, so that box is going to last
It
for
lasts a long time.
Yeah.
And then some tomato sauce.
Okay.
Marisela, I was just being lazy today. Normally I would have chopped tomatoes and kept sauteing it till they became
Gee
pulpy.
whiz,
Yes.
Geeta. Gee whiz.
Forgive me, my dear.
It smells so good. That spice you put in.
It has coriander, chili powder, and you remember I gave you a powder called amchur, which is dry mango powder.
Yes, I remember.
Makes it a little tart.
Yes, yeah.
And it also has black pepper and dried up mint leaves. So it's
The
just
aroma is incredible.
It is, it is.
You're making me hungry, Geeta. Hurry
We're
up.
going to eat in a few minutes. Marisela, I do want to warn you that I have used shortcuts today. I guess an Indian purist would not be happy with all the shortcuts I'm taking. But the idea is that we want people to replicate the recipe. And if it's going to take 3 or 4 hours, it doesn't make any sense. And as a everyday cook, I use shortcuts in my everyday cooking, you know. So
Yes.
in the while the food is cooking, I'm going to put out some Indian snacks for you to
Well,
taste.
thank you, Geeta.
You're welcome. So Marisela, when the rice reaches this stage, you see most of the water has absorbed and you can see the grains of rice at the top. You just give it a stir, turn it on the lowest heat and cover it.
And I noticed the spices were to one side.
Yeah, they usually just make their way quietly to the side.
Okay.
And now I'll put a timer on.
Okay.
And
How long?
just from years of making it, for me, it's exactly 11 minutes.
Really?
And my husband laughs at me. He says, not 10, not 12, but it has to be 11 minutes. So now that the spices have blended very nicely with the tomatoes and the onions and the ginger garlic, you do have to saute it a little while because you want that raw taste of the ginger garlic to go away. Okay, so now I'm adding the 3 cups of chickpeas.
And those chickpeas were
Canned chickpeas, 3 canned chickpeas.
because it takes forever to do.
Yes, I mean, when I was in India, we soaked it overnight and next day pressure cooked it, and who has time for that anymore? So a lot of these ready masalas have salt in it already. So I wait for a minute for the chickpeas to absorb the masala, and then I will taste it and decide whether it needs any more salt. And then it's looking a bit dry, so a little water. And again, now I will increase the heat to high and let it come to a boil. So Marisela, the timer just went off. At this point, you turn off the heat and you move the rice away from the source of the heat. And you put the timer on for another 11 minutes. That's my quirky tip for making rice. So the chickpea is just simmering in this sauce that we made, and the longer we can keep it, the more it's absorbing the flavor of all the spices.
Geeta, why did you cover the rice dish?
The rice dish is covered because it's still steaming, you know, and there was still a little water in it. So you cover it and keep it so that all this water that is there is absorbed by the rice, but you don't open it. You don't want to mess with it because, as I said, nobody likes mushy rice. So I keep it
Or they won't
covered.
get married.
Or they won't get married. So I keep it covered for about 11 to 12 minutes and then we fluff it up. Marisela, this is the fun part. Now we start layering the biryani, and it's in several steps with several different components.
Yum.
And that's why it's the king of dishes in India, okay? So we start with, you take a little ghee again, the clarified butter, and just spread it at the bottom of the plate, okay? And this, you know, is saffron.
Yes.
And you know why saffron is so precious.
I know it's very expensive. That's
It
what
is
I
very
know.
expensive. So the saffron is from the stem of the crocus flower, and there are only 3 stems to 1 crocus flower. And it takes about 14,000 flowers to get 1 ounce of saffron.
Oh, that's why it's so
It
expensive.
cannot be done by machines. It has to be done by hand because it is so delicate and so precious. And that is why saffron is so expensive. So now the key is to bloom the saffron. Bloom it, it's called. So what I do is I'll put a little bit of milk in this. Okay. And you need just a pinch. Just a pinch because it's so precious.
And a pinch goes a long way.
It goes a long way. And
The Spanish use it for their
paella, yes. And then now I will heat it and you see how it blooms.
Okay.
So now that we bloomed it, just look at it. Smell it, it's warm. And it started releasing its color. So now that we have layered some ghee at the bottom, the next step is the rice.
Okay. So you're just fluffing it now.
Just fluffing it because you don't want to lose that, you know,
it looks so
separate
good.
grains.
So it's like a lasagna.
So, and this is I've chopped up cilantro and mint. And here's another cheat sheet.
Okay.
It needs crisp fried onions on the in the layers, and it can take hours, as you know, to get it to that level of crispiness.
Right.
And so often you just turn your back and it'll suddenly burn.
Right.
So a friend in India introduced me to this. They are crisp fried onions.
Can I get those here?
Yes,
I need
you can.
those.
Now we layer the chickpeas.
They smell so good.
They do smell good. So the cilantro and mint.
Okay, cilantro and mint
Mixed together. Yes.
And you would do the same if it were
Chicken or, you know, shrimp or whatever you want.
Okay.
And then a little bit of the saffron. A little bit of the onion.
Oh, yum.
And I'm being careful and not making sure that none of the whole spices go into it because you don't want to bite it when you
Yes.
And then one more layer.
Okay, one more layer. Is the masala that we put into the chickpeas, is that spicy?
Yeah, you know, if I was cooking it for an Indian family, I would probably put a little more of the masala than I did here, but I wasn't sure if I should.
She's calling me a chicken.
And then what we do is we just put it in the oven for maybe 5 or 6 minutes to...
So biryani is, of all the dishes that we made for this part 2, this is the most complicated.
It is, but it's a one-pot wonder.
I
You
know.
know, the rice and your whatever
Yeah.
you've used, whether it's meat or vegetable. So, I don't know, put it in the oven.
Okay. It smells so good, Geeta.
Oh, the grand finale. Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Let's eat now. Welcome. I'm so happy to have all of you here today.
Thank you, Geeta.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you so much.
It's a
This looks
pleasure.
amazing.
Great. Enjoy now.
Geeta, thank you so much for this amazing adventure. Thank you and John for being such incredible hosts and allowing everyone at home to go on such a remarkable tour of India through its cuisine. I have enjoyed every single moment of this episode and every single bite I took. You and John are great ambassadors of India.
Well, Marisela, I have to thank you because I have enjoyed it as much as you have. And please come back anytime.
She doesn't know what she's saying. And I thank you for watching. And I hope to see you next month on Around the World in Evansville.